Hello there, carnivores. This is Caleb with Knutsen's Meats. Today we're going to be joining Edie in cutting some Painted Hills all-natural beef. We'll be showcasing the Filet Mignon and the Cowboy Steak, and we want to know which one you think is a better steak. We're going to start with the Painted Hills Filet. Tip 1 will be to remove the silver skin from the tenderloin. So this process, we have a nice Victorinox boning knife that Edie likes to use here to remove some of the silver skin, gristle, and fat from the tenderloin. It's important to remove this because when you cook the filet mignon, this will not render in the cooking process. So there's a nice trick. Remove the silver skin by hand. You can see Edie just really easily peeled off what was left of that silver skin on the Chateaubriand or center of the roast. You can see she's got one more piece of silver skin to remove. You can also remove the chain, which is the top half of muscle on this particular tenderloins. We normally don't when we're cutting for our case. You can see that we like to cut them about 1.5 to 2 inches thick on this particular section known as the butt tender. That comes right next to the top sirloins on the primal of the beef. So those are some of the butt tender steaks, a little bit bigger and thicker. Now she's going to cut into the center of the tenderloin roast. Now tip 3 will be to trim off the excess fat off of those steaks because we don't want to have a lot of gristle and those things that aren't going to render on our final project. So Edie's hard at work there preparing those Painted Hills tenderloins for our meat case. We're going to put a couple on the scale so you get an idea for 0.7 pounds or 11 ounces or 32 kilograms, 0.32 kilograms. Gives you an idea of the weight of that particular filet. One from the center, this one is 0.6 pounds or 9 ounces. Usually 8 or 10 ounces is a pretty standard size on the fillets. Next, we're moving into our cowboy cut rib steaks. So you can see we have a nice wet age on this primal cut. The first thing Edie's gonna do is to square the first cut. This will make sure that the steaks are cut to a particular thickness. We're looking at about 1.5 to 1.75 inches on our cowboy steaks. Always want to be very careful whenever you're using the bandsaw. This was the very first video that Edie and I did for the butcher shop, was how to cut a cowboy steak over 10 years ago. We're still doing it at the butcher shop. It's a great steak. It's a little different than the tomahawk as its bone isn't as long, and you can probably buy about 2 cowboy steaks for the price of 1 tomahawk. But there's your cowboy steak. Another great tip will be to use a steak scraper to scrape off the bone dust from the steak. And that's what the butcher will do for you. We got 1.5 pounds of carnivorian deliciousness. That translates to 24 ounces or 0.68 kilograms. So which is your favorite steak? Do you like a filet mignon or a cowboy steak? Please let us know in the comments below. Check out our YouTube channel here at Knutsen's Meats and subscribe for more carnivorian content. We hope you have a meaty day.